Hi everyone, and welcome to the first Diploma Insights online DP Psychology Workshop. Throughout the month of August, there will be 4 free online workshops, all designed to increase your skills and confidence and give you valuable insights into the DP Psychology course. Each week, there will be a workshop around a different theme, and all you need to do to access the workshops is watch the video on this YouTube channel and then complete a short online task. As I'm sure you're all aware, it's necessary to include research in all your responses, both your short answer responses and your longer essay responses. It's really important that you select relevant research to include in your responses. So if a question comes up about the theory of reconstructive memory, you're going to have to decide on a relevant study to include. An example might be Loftus and Palmer. If a question comes up about social identity theory, the relevant study you could use is Tashval, and for localization of function, you might choose to use HM as your study. There is no prescribed list of studies from the IB. You have to make sure that the study you're including is relevant to the question. When selecting what research to put into our responses, it's essential that we select research which is relevant and appropriate to the question. The 2 documents on the screen at the moment hopefully are familiar to you. The first is the marking criteria used to mark all your short answer responses. As you can see, to score in the top mark bracket, you would have to include appropriate, relevant research. The second document is the marking criteria C, which forms part of your marking criteria used for your longer essay responses. Criteria C is all about the use of research, and again, to score in the top mark band bracket, you must include research which is relevant. However, there's also another aspect to including research, which we're going to focus on in this workshop. The research that you include must not only be relevant, but it must also be used effectively to answer the question. Let's look at what that means exactly. Using research effectively requires you to explicitly link the study you have chosen to the question. A lot of times students will, for example, describe the theory of reconstructive memory and then describe the Loftus and Palmer study. And what they might fail to do is explain how the Loftus and Palmer study clearly links to the theory of reconstructive memory. Same for social identity theory. A beautiful description might be given of the theory and then a detailed description of Tashval's study, but unless there is an explanation and a clear link of how Tashval's research links to social identity theory, how it demonstrates it, how it supports it, you would not be able to obtain a mark in the top mark band. And the same for localization of function. A beautiful description of what localization of function is, followed by the study of HM, would not be sufficient. A link is required to explain how the study demonstrates localization of function. So using research effectively basically means provide the link. Don't end your response until you have actually explained how the study links to the question. So a clear and explicit link is required that shows how the research links to the question. Here are some sentence starters that can help you start sentences that will encourage you to link your research to the question. On the screen now, you'll see an example response to the short answer question, describe the effect of one neurotransmitter on human behaviour with reference to one relevant study. Have a read of the response, and as you're reading, think about how effectively they used the research. Did they give a clear link between the research and the question? Have they made it explicitly, directly clear why they have included that study? Does the study clearly and explicitly link to the question. Here's another example response to the same question. Have a read. Think again about how effectively they have used the research. Have they explained why they've chosen this study exactly and how it can demonstrate the effect of one neurotransmitter on human behaviour? Is there a direct and explicit clear link between the study and the question? It's now time to pause this video and have a go of the online activity. You'll find the link to the online activity underneath this video on YouTube. Have a look at the description underneath the video and you should see the link that will take you to complete the online activity. Once you've completed the activity, then you can come back to the video and carry on watching. We hope after completing the online activity you have a clearer understanding of how important it is to effectively use research. Not only is it important to use relevant research in your responses, but you must provide an explicit, direct, clear link between your research that you included and the question. Don't leave the examiner guessing how your research links to the question. Use linking words like therefore, thus, this study clearly demonstrates, and make sure you're using the words from the question in your response to show how the research answers the question. We hope you found this useful and we look forward to seeing you on our next workshops. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email diplomainsights@outlook.com. See you next week.